Hey everyone, I'm Victor Dwyer, and today I'm going to go through what every Amazon seller should be doing right now to get the most out of Amazon. I had a lot of people ask me a lot of questions about what are the best practices when it comes to increasing Amazon sales, so I thought I'd just make a video to kind of cover it all. So let's dive right in. So basically, there's this Amazon sheet is what we're going to go through today. It has everything you need to run an Amazon business, the latest tools, the latest, just basically the latest everything of what you need. This sheet will be totally, you have access to this right now, and you'll be able to see this. It's in the description below. But today we're going to go through the NTBD, which is basically what every seller needs to be doing. Is that what that stands for? So let me get us a little bit more room up here. And basically, here's what every seller should be doing right now. So when it comes to product listing optimization, this is pretty standard. This is pretty simple stuff. Basically, you have to optimize your titles, optimize your bullet points, A+ content, and infographics. And let me kind of dive in what that is for someone that doesn't already know Amazon a little bit. So I'm going to click on one of these random products. So you see how this title is very long? There's a reason why they put these things in this title right here. It shows that they usually put the brand name at the very beginning, and then you want to have your top keyword there, and then you start going into like some other keyword benefits and things like that. You want to make sure all of this is inputted, so that way you can make sure you have the most keywords within your title here, because the titles are really important right now SEO wise to kind of rank for Amazon. And then this is almost more important to me as a person. Amazon is becoming more mobile, meaning 50% more shoppers on Amazon are shopping more on mobile. And it's really important to make sure that you are making your infographics correctly. So when you click on a mobile listing on your phone, the main image takes up 80% of your screen, and people are swiping through the images, which is make images and infographics more and more important on a daily basis. So it's really important to have really good infographics. And by infographics, I mean just showing your product benefits, showing why you're unique, why would someone buy you, and just having really big call outs on why someone should buy you instead of the competition. And really take into the fact that people are going to be majority reading your infographics more than anything else. Like, they might look at the first couple words in the title, but it's a little bit too much to read. They're honestly going to be looking at more on the infographics than anything else. So communicate all the things that you can, product benefit wise, why you're unique, why someone should buy you, and that needs to be communicated through the infographics pretty clearly. And from there, there's also the bullet points. Bullet points are at the bottom of mobile now, so I don't really care about them, to be honest. These are the best practices. You have all titles, all caps, and then you have either a dash or a comma. And then from there, you can put some other things on why someone should buy you. And then this is also keyword benefits as well. This is called a knowledge board, knowledge fields. Basically, here you can basically input why some certain things about your product, which Amazon will help you categorize your product. Highly recommend filling this in the back end of your keywords. You'll be able to fill in this back end of any product that you list on Amazon. Highly recommend that you fill this in so that way Amazon can categorize your product a little bit better. And then when it comes to variations, it's very, very important to have variations on Amazon because it'll combine your reviews. It'll combine everything. So when people go here, it'll combine all these different things, and Amazon will treat like all these different products as one whole product, which makes your sales velocity for Amazon better, meaning that you'll get ranked higher within the Amazon algorithm, which is what you want at the end of the day. So that's kind of what that's for. And then there's thing at the bottom. This is what it's called virtual bundles. This isn't as popular, so you can kind of get away with not utilizing virtual bundles. It's not too hot as a thing, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. I'm not going to dive into that as much. And then there's this thing called A+ content. So here you can have a little bit A+ content right here, where it kind of show the brand story, a little bit why you're special, and everything else like that. That's what this will be. You need to be brand registered on Amazon in order to do that. And all you need is a pending trademark. Just type in Amazon brand registry on Google and you can sign up for brand registry. All you need is a pending trademark. And then eventually you can get brand registered to get this A+ content. This will increase your conversion rate on your product page by almost 5%. So I highly recommend this. And it will also give you this to kind of upsell your other products, and then you can kind of get into everything else. But that's how I would optimize a product page, and this is what everyone should be doing so far on making sure your product page is fully optimized. And then from there, also making sure you have a video at the very end. The people that watch this video are 3 times more likely to convert. So highly recommend that you have a video on your listing here to kind of also describe why your products are special. Cool. And this, on average, if you do all these things, your conversion rate will usually increase by 50%. Meaning that usually people on Amazon have anywhere between a 10 and 15%. If you do all these optimizations correctly, you could be sitting at a 20 or 25% conversion rate, which is where you want to be. And then there's brand registered. So kind of what I went into, you need a pending trademark to get sponsored brand video ads as well, and A+ content. Let me go into what a sponsored brand video ad is. So I always recommend that everyone is doing Amazon advertising of some kind. So a sponsored brand video ad is this right here. It's a little bit glitched, so let me refresh this real fast. But it basically is an ad within the search console, and you'll be able to really see anyone that views this and clicks this usually has anywhere between a 20 and 30% conversion rate of purchasing your product, which is extremely, extremely high. And it gets a whole row. If this would play, essentially it's a very, very good product placement, and you can eventually show your videos here. It's a very, very good spot to be in is these sponsor brand videos. I highly recommend doing a sponsor brand video and getting as much because they have very, very high conversion rates. So I'll get back to that in a second when that's kind of finishes uploading. And then inventory and FBA, it's really important that you have a fulfilled by Amazon. You can do fulfilled by merchant. Ideally it's important to have both, because if your FBA fulfilled by Amazon goes out of stock, you have an FBM backup in place, and you can have both on the same ASIN, on the same Amazon identifier, and it'll be completely fine. It'll be all under the same product. Everything will be aggregated correctly, like all under the same product and reviews. And I recommend this because the Amazon Prime badge usually increases sales by over 50%. So highly recommend having that Amazon Prime badge to really increasing those sales, because if you put it in FBA, fulfilled by Amazon, you'll get that Prime badge, which will be all good for it. And then there's Amazon advertising. I highly recommend having some type of tools to automating your bids, to have some type of like bid optimization to where this is being optimized. Basically what that means is if you get sales, increase bid. If you don't get sales, decrease bid. That's what, at the end of the day, that's all that means. And it's really important to have some type of bid optimization there, so that way it's not a manual process, and that way you can start scaling up your advertising. So if you get more sales, to increase bid and things like that. And there are lots of Amazon advertising tools to choose from, and a lot of people that have personal preferences. I recommend not paying a huge ton. If you're spending more than $1,000 a month, more than $500 a month on a Amazon advertising tool, I recommend not doing it, because at its core, they're all just bidding optimization tools. So just keep that in mind. And you also need someone testing different ad formats. I highly recommend this. Kind of like what I'm going into. I'll kind of show you what all the different Amazon ad formats. I do not know why this video will not load. It's very unfortunate. But basically, there are videos here within the Amazon search page that you'll eventually be able to see that will be within here, and they have a very, very high conversion rate. So I recommend having them for sure. So let me kind of go through the different ad formats. So at the very top is going to be a sponsored brand. Okay, this is called a sponsored brand headline. Okay, you see how it says sponsored right here? This is how you know if it's a sponsored, if someone's paying for this. Usually on Amazon right now, they pay anywhere between $1 and $2 is the average cost per click in most categories. This is a very competitive category, and I have a lot of experience in this category, so this is around a $4 to $5 cost per click, because it goes up based off the competitiveness of that. So this is a sponsored brand headline ad. This will get you at the top right here. And there's also sponsored product ads, which is you can see right here are sponsored. It basically looks like a normal organic listing, but just has sponsored on it at the very top. Amazon is becoming more pay to play, so it's getting more and more important to start doing these. And then right here, this is the first organic listing, meaning that this person did not pay, but this person has a lot of sales velocity, so Amazon's algorithm is basically bumping it up, saying, hey, I want, has a very high conversion rate, has a lot of sell-through. Sales velocity is the game right now to winning on Amazon. So it's going to be pushing this as much as possible, these products up top, to kind of get the most sales there. And then next thing is that finally loaded, is the sponsor brand video ad. So it looks something like this. It takes up a whole row. In this case, it looks like, it takes up about a whole row. And this is kind of what it looks like. You don't need anything fancy. Like literally Orgain, huge, massive brands. They do like huge volumes. And they just literally got images and just piled up the images and made video ads out of that. That's literally all they did. They made a 15-second video of literally just images and then basically put motion graphics on it. Is really all they did. So you don't need anything fancy. Just get something up because this has such a good conversion rate. I highly recommend utilizing this as much as possible. And then you can basically, there's more sponsored product ads below this, but that's practically it when it comes to the actual amount of, like, there's a lot of other formats like these. You need someone to analyze. This is just from a random client account that we had. And from there, there's like sponsored product keyword targeting, product targeting, there's auto targeting. I'm not going to get into all that, but we kind of went through the sponsored product side. We went through the sponsored brand side, and then we went through the sponsored display. Sponsored display is right here. So if I were to click on any of these, it doesn't have to be sponsored or organic. Sponsored display will be right here and up here sometimes. So if we look, I have a lot of Chrome extensions, so it's going to kind of make it a little bit slower on that side. But usually there's an ad. Whenever you see a display ad, it'll be something like a little box right here, and you'll be able to see that on this side when it ends up loading. But that will be an option as a sponsored display ad. So just keep that in mind. Cool. And from there, that kind of goes into I have another video if you wanted to get into more the keyword targeting, product targeting, and what the difference is there. But the reason why I bring that up is because certain ad placements are going to have better ACoS, meaning better advertising cost of sale. So if you have a $100 product and you have a 20% ACoS, that means you spent $20 to sell your $100 product. That's what that means. And certain formats are going to have better ACoSs than others. So you need someone that's constantly testing these different strategies and testing these different formats on your advertising, because eventually you're going to have certain formats that are working better than others. So that's the goal here of basically testing out all these different ACoSs, all these different formats. And if you want to go into this a little bit more, I have it's called IntentWise video. It's like advertising IntentWise analytics, like Amazon ad audit, something like that. And basically I go into all the different formats on why and which ones you should be using. Basically the sum of it is you need to use product targeting ads. They've been killing it right now. And then sponsored display audiences ads have been really doing well. Not for this particular account, but other accounts have. So highly recommend having a person that's constantly testing other Amazon advertising formats. Cool. And then having some type of Amazon refund manager is really, really important. Basically, Amazon loses about 1 to 5% of all your inventory, just randomly, in their Amazon fulfillment centers. And they will actually refund you on the inventory that they lose. You just have to ask. Like, they're not going to refund you automatically. They don't care. But you have to physically ask them to get you a refund. And there are providers out there that will actually ask these things for you and going through all the Amazon cases, all the back and forth to make sure you get the most bang for your buck. And so that way you're getting maximizing your refunds throughout the entire thing. I highly recommend having some type of refund manager in place once you have a good enough volume. And that way they can constantly be running on the account. And then I highly recommend having a 4-star or above rating. If you have a 3.5, you're basically going to tank your conversion rate. So I would highly recommend getting some type of review process in place to kind of go through that. And by the way, the service recommendations has everything that you need here. So that's what this sheet right here is. If you look right here, service recommendations, this will have like if you are wanting someone the best recommendation of who to use for the Amazon Refund Manager, that'd be Gatita. Like that's these guys right here. Everything I'm talking about has some type of I have a recommendation for of who you should go to. If you're looking for ranking and ratings, if you're looking for ratings to kind of up your stars on Amazon, then you can use Celico. These guys are awesome, and they're relatively cheap. So this is something that you could use on basically getting up your ratings to get either that 4-star and above, either that or doing product launches, basically giving away 15 units just to kind of get that Amazon sales velocity going, and then getting those 15 reviews, and then launching on Amazon ads. That's a very effective strategy. So you'll be able to use these guys to kind of help you with the initial giveaway process and go through with that. And then there's also editorial recommendations. What I was going to show you here, they were here before, which is why I'm showing you protein drinks. There's this like column, this little side format that says editorial recommendations. It was just there before, so I don't know why it's not showing up now, but it was there. But basically, it's like this column. So you see how it says like climate pledge friendly? It basically will say editorial recommendations here, and you can actually get this placement by paying certain people to getting that placement where you're staying there for a very long extended period of time, and you can be there very within about 3 months. It's a very long-term strategy, but you can be able to stay on top of Amazon search for a very long time. So highly recommend it if you ever can get those. And that the people to basically get editorial recommendation is if you go to Riverbend Consulting, they will be able to get you on editorial recommendations and kind of get on that list to eventually get there and kind of start ramping up on that side. And then I eventually recommend doing some type of Google ads to Amazon. Amazon always recommends having some type of external traffic to Amazon. And I recommend doing all types of Google ads to Amazon, if all possible. If you are wanting that, I recommend Amped. Amped is AMPD. It's basically a company that integrates Amazon attribution to Google ads. And that way you can actually see how much sales you're getting from your Google ad campaigns. So that's kind of my recommendation overall on what every Amazon company should be doing. I did some surface level stuff, some in-depth stuff, but at the end of the day, this is going to be able to maximize your account on increasing your conversion rate the most, increasing the amount of traffic that you're bringing to the listing. And that way you're kind of getting the most bang for your buck and optimizing everything you can to kind of succeed on Amazon, which is the end goal. So let me know in the comments below if you have any other questions for me. Happy to answer them. And I want to make more videos like this to kind of help you scale your Amazon account. So if there's any other questions you have, I'll make a video about it if you ask the question below. And that way I can just help you guys and add as much value to you guys at the end of the day. That's my goal. So let me know if you have any questions. Thanks, guys.